This is the lazy person's guide to saving thousands. Now, I'm not saying that you should be lazy or that being lazy is a good thing. In fact, far from it. However, if you could find a way to save money without really having to change your habits all that much, then wouldn't that be great? It would be great, right? Well, that's exactly what we're going to talk about today. These are simple changes that don't require a complete lifestyle overhaul or sacrifice. Instead, these tips will help you save thousands of dollars per year by cutting unnecessary expenses. Hey, and even better, they can be implemented in just 15 minutes. This is one of those videos where I am gone, tell you to wake up at 4 a.m. to start investing. I want to be realistic here. We all have lives. And if I told you to completely change yours, well, chances are you won't do it. So let's cut straight to the chase with our first tip. Change your thermostat by 7 degrees Celsius. It may seem like a small change, but it can make a big difference in your energy bill. In the winter, turn your thermostat down by 7 degrees for 8 hours a day, and in the summer, raise it up by 7 degrees. You might be thinking, why not just wear a sweater or use a fan instead? Well, there's a couple reasons. First, it's more comfortable. Who wants to be freezing cold or sweating all the time? Second, modern clothing and building materials are designed for a certain temperature range. For example, clothing has a warmth rating and sleeping bags are rated for certain temperatures as well. If you're too cold, it'll be harder to sleep and you'll spend less time sleeping, which isn't ideal. Same goes for houses. If you're too cold, you'll have to put on more clothes, blankets, etc., just to be comfortable. Plus, some medical conditions require you to keep your house at a certain temperature. Now, yes, this won't make a huge difference for everyone, but if you live in a place with high electricity costs, or you're spending a lot on heating and cooling your home already, then this can really add up. It's by simply turning down your thermostat in the winter by 7 degrees Celsius for 8 hours a day and raising it up in the summer by 7 degrees for 8 hours a day. You can save anywhere from 5 to 15% on your energy bills, which can be hundreds of dollars per year. Negotiate a lower credit card interest rate. This is something that most people don't think about, but it can save you a ton of money over the years. On average, credit card companies charge an APR of around 20%. That means if you have a balance of $1,000, you'll pay $200 in interest each year. And if you carry a balance of $3,000, you'll pay $600 in interest each year. It's no wonder that credit card companies make so much money. They're basically lending you money at an extremely high interest rate. But here's the thing, it's very easy to get a lower interest rate. All you have to do is ask. You can call your credit card company and ask them to lower your APR. And if they say no, you can simply cancel your card and open another one with a lower interest rate. For example, I recently called my credit card company and asked them to lower my APR from 20% to 15%. They said no, so I canceled my card and opened another one with a 10% APR. Stop force quitting apps, okay? So I know what you're thinking. What does this have to do with saving money? Well, let me explain. When was the last time you went onto a social media app and you didn't get the option to log in with your account or allow notifications or send push notifications? Most apps nowadays do this, and you probably just hit allow because you want to use the app. But guess what? This is costing you money. Every time you allow notifications or send push notifications, you're giving the company permission to send you data about their app, and that costs money. Mobile ad networks typically charge based on impressions, meaning the more times your device loads an ad, the more money the network makes. The average mobile user sees between 300 and 500 ads per month, okay? And since you're allowing notifications and push notifications, your device is more likely to load these ads. So, if you want to save money, stop force quitting apps. Pay with cash instead of a credit card. There's been a big debate recently about whether or not it's better to pay with cash or a credit card. Some people say that paying with cash is better because you're less likely to overspend. Others say that paying with a credit card is better because you earn rewards and have fraud protection. But what most people do and realize is that paying with cash actually saves you money in the long run. Here's why. When you pay with a credit card, you're essentially borrowing money from the bank. The bank knows that you don't have the money to pay back the loan right now, but in a few months' time, you will. So they charge you interest on the loan. On the other hand, when you pay with cash, you're not borrowing money. You're simply exchanging one form of currency for another. This means you're not paying any interest on the transaction. Over time, this can add up to big savings. For example, let us say you go out to dinner once a week and your meal costs $100. If you pay with a credit card, you'll end up paying back more than $100 because of the interest. However, if you pay with cash, you'll only spend $100. Of course, this is just a simple example, but it illustrates how paying with cash can save you money in the long run. So next time you go to buy something, try paying with cash. You might be surprised at how much money you save. Turn off unused subscriptions. This is one of the easiest ways to save money, but it's also one of the most often overlooked. There are 3 types of subscriptions that people typically have: streaming services like Netflix and Hulu, gym memberships, and magazine subscriptions. Okay, the average person spends around $100 per month on these types of subscriptions, but that's just an average, okay? Chances are you're spending more than that without even realizing it. For example, let's say you have 2 streaming services, a gym membership and a magazine subscription. It's already $100 per month, okay? But let's say you also have subscriptions for Apple Music, Amazon Prime, and a news app. Now you're spending $150 per month on subscriptions. That's $1,800 per year that you could be saving. So, if you want to save money, start by turning off any unused subscriptions. Use price tracking software. If you're like most people, you probably hate shopping. It takes a lot of time and effort to find the best deals. But what if I told you there was a way to save time and money when shopping? A price tracking software can help you do just that. Here's how it works. Let's say you're looking to buy a new TV. You can use a price tracking software to monitor the price of the TV over time. The software will notify you when the price drops, so you can take advantage of the lower price. Not only does this save you time, but it also saves you money. On average, users of a price tracking software save 12% on their purchases. And the best part is, it's free to use. Well, there you have it. 6 simple ways to save money without changing your habits. These are things that anyone can do, and they won't take up much of your time. So what are you waiting for? Start today and see how much money you can save. And remember, every little bit counts. Thank you for watching, and until next time, happy saving.